Okay guys, so now we've downloaded our data. We have our SPSS file, pull it up, and I'm just going to run through a couple of quick things to double check everything worked out okay. So I get lots of variables I don't need. Most of this is metadata or things that Qualtrics records about our participants. We can just delete those immediately. What I want are these variables that I created. And within this, I have the consent question. So in this, I can see the answer to my questions. If I go to variable view, 1 equals yes, they consented, and 2 equals no. Remember, I had a little robot that was answering all my questions. So if somebody said no, remember they shouldn't have any more data for anything else. Okay, so that makes sense. Now, the next question, if I go to variable view, I can see this is the label I gave each question. And over here, I can see these are the numerical values that go with the answers that I gave people. So 1 is strongly agree and 7 is strongly disagree. Now I can change that in Qualtrics so that 7 is strongly agree, or I can change it in here by just recoding to a new value. Either one is totally fine. Okay, what's really important is I want to make sure that I have my randomization recorded here. So remember we said that everybody basically got in random assignment either one of our pages of information or they got the other. I called one condition 1 and I called the other condition 2. So here, each one of these shows up as its own separate variable. And the first one is condition 1 and the second one is condition 2. So when I click back to data view, what I'll see here is if somebody received condition 1, I'll see a number 1 every time in that person's row. And if somebody received condition 2, then I'll see the 1 in their column. So what you'll need to do in order to do, for example, a t-test or chi-square is you need to make a new column or a new variable so that you can combine this information. So I would call it condition, and I would say, you know, a 1 equals condition 1 and a 2 equals condition 2. And I would just take this and say, okay, for this person, let's recode this into a 1, let's recode this into a 2, etc. And again, I have a lot of missing people because the robot had a lot of people randomly not consent. All right, so what this tells me is that I can basically have all the info I need and able to turn that into a variable in the format that I want. Okay, so now I can confidently go ahead and publish my survey, and as soon as I get IRB approval, then I'm ready to start collecting data. All right, thanks guys.